What's going on, everybody? How are you guys doing today? We have Hard Pass Tuesday edition. It's been a little while, I think, since the last one we've done.
2 weeks.
Through situations and work, and Remy couldn't get access to StreamYard and birthdays and all that kind of jazz. I'm accompanied with, of course, Remy. How you doing, brother?
Tired, but I'm here.
Dude, Remy, how was your weekend? You had a lot of people pulling for you back home.
Honestly, it was almost the perfect weekend. Almost the perfect weekend, other than our South Carolina Gamecocks let me down. Everything else went very well for me.
But honestly, Remy, that was such a letdown that it was over before it even began. So it was like,
well, and I missed the whole thing. So kind of a blessing.
I saw you text, and you're like, well, I guess this is a good one to miss.
I was on my way down to Florida, so I missed the whole game. I didn't watch a single snap of it, but I did catch the final score. But outside of that, my trip to Old Hard Rock Stadium to watch my Miami Dolphins play, and all the craziness that happened beyond that this weekend for me, all in all, very, very good.
Dude,
very good.
Just know, Remy, that you got a lot of people pulling for you.
Hey.
So that's how you know you're a decent person, to where people are rooting for your success, not your downfall.
I
and honestly,
this,
if anybody, that's what I was telling. I was really talking to my dad about it a little bit, and I was like, because even he was like, yeah, in the beginning I used to make fun of Remy and the Facebook stuff, posted pick memes. He's like, but now I find myself pulling for the Dolphins. He's like, and I'm a Bills fan.
It's been 84 years.
It's been forever. Was it TUA is going to lead the league in passing, and the Dolphins are going to be number one in their division? Okay, Grandma, it's time to go to bed.
Okay, Grandma, it's time to go to bed now.
Yeah.
No, it's been a pleasant surprise. I made the joke to my mom this weekend. She didn't realize that it has been 21 years since the last time the Miami Dolphins won a playoff game. So if the Miami Dolphins' last playoff win were a newborn baby, it would legally be able to buy alcohol now. So that's fun to think about. So man, I'm happy that we're good. We've been teetering that line the last couple of years. Like last year, had we not started 1-7,
right,
we would have been a playoff team. But this year just feels different. 7-3 through 10 different games feels good. Feels good. Feel like our offense can keep up with anybody else in the league right now.
Honestly, y'all are kind of a spectacle.
We're fun to watch.
Like, y'all are fun to watch.
We're fun to watch. We're fun to watch for multiple reasons, because our offense is insane and our defense can just give the other team points at will, so that our offense can get the ball back and have to go do it again. So
it's honestly, it's crazy. But yeah, dude, for me this weekend, didn't really, I sat here and I talked to Caleb and Jacob while we were watching the Carolina game together for a little bit. And honestly, they just make me so damn sad. Like, feel like physically make me ill.
Yeah.
To watch them play football. And it's like, when is it just not worth it?
I didn't get to watch any of the game. I did look at the highlights, the lowlights, and the box score afterwards. And it just was, it was just deflating, dude. It was crazy, because we've sat here all year and pinpointed the issues with that program and been like, man, if XYZ could get fixed, this could be a good football team. And they haven't done it. They just haven't done it. It's the same issues.
What I tell you, dude.
It's the same issues.
Matt, real quick, I want to stop you. Me and Remy had about an hour conversation before we went live. Not on purpose. Because I texted Remy, I'm like, hey, Remy, dude, I'm going to be in the office till about 5:30, 6. It's looking late. Look, I'm going to have a little late. So we're going to need to bump it back. And I didn't even think. I was like, we're going to need to bump it back this to 9 his time, and we're only 2 hours behind him in it now. So we just sat there because we're like, we could go live, and I don't know, but we have already told everybody we're gonna go live. We're gonna go live. So
It's
at
free
9,
real estate.
it's free real estate. Come get your house, Remy. But we talked about it. I told him by this time next year, Matt. I told give me a year. We'll get the thing up and running. I told him all the stuff we've been working on. He's gonna live out here, and we're gonna do real estate and sports all day, every day. It's gonna be great.
That's what Arizona's all about, baby.
That's it. But yeah, circling back. Hey, see, I told you, dude. I told him I'm fired up. He could see.
He is. He's very fired up.
But circling back to how bad Carolina makes me feel. Honestly, it's like, is it, like I said, is it worth it on like a weekend basis where you sit here and watch it, and we haven't been a competitive football team in a really long time. And I say that in like pre-Muschamp era, because think about all the big wins that we won in the past. Muschamp. Think about the fluky ass Georgia win.
Yeah. Yep.
Like you sit here and you look at it and you're like, how do we win these football games?
It's never that we just went out and beat them. It's
right.
Always, the Georgia win was 3 passes to McQuamu, or we lose that game.
Yeah.
And I don't think he had 3 interceptions the rest of his career. So he gets 3 in the one game. And so, yeah, it is kind of fluky. And it's
been fluky for a decade, honestly.
And this year's also been kind of fluky.
The bowl game win. Yeah, we did go out and kind of dominate the bowl game.
But
which is weird.
That's weird because this is the same team. And that game, we just were a whole different team than what we see on the field now this year. It's insane. So I just wanted to I'm tired of the excuses for the offensive coordinator position. It at the end of the day, when I pull up the box score, I didn't even watch the game, didn't watch a single snap of the game. I pull up the box score and I see Jaheim Bell has 12 carries. He's a tight end, bro. He's a tight end. And I know he took a lot of flack because we didn't get him any targets in that one game a couple weeks ago. This ain't how you fix it. He's a tight end.
Now we're using him at running back.
Now we're using him as a running back. And I'm like, this is the world that we have to live in with Marcus Satterfield as an offensive coordinator, where he's like, a lot of people made a good point. We didn't get Jaheim Bell the ball, so let's put him at running back.
Honestly,
bro,
he's got to be trolling us at this time. He knows his job. He's gonna get fired. He's trolling the shit out of us.
I sat here and I said at the beginning of the season, before the year started, I said, well, one position we're pretty set at is the running back position between Lloyd and Beal Smith and Juju McDowell. Like, we've got running backs. And now we're running a tight end back there at running back because we don't know how to throw him the ball. We don't have a system in place. We can throw Stogner the ball, but we can't get the ball to Jaheim Bell in the air. And it's
just as simple. If we play anybody any decent, and it's worth a damn at all, honestly, think about it. We played a terrible Missouri team. We get shit beat out of us. We played, remember Arkansas? Arkansas is not that good this year.
Yeah.
They royally beat us. They just handed the ball off every play and ran it down our throats.
Yeah.
It's like, if we play anybody,
if the other team doesn't beat themselves.
Exactly. If the other team is just a solid football team and is pretty organized and doesn't turn the ball over a lot and just runs the football, we're going to get blown out. We have to have kickoff returns for touchdowns. We got to block punts. Honestly, if our special teams wasn't as good as it is, which, by the way, it's crazy good.
Yeah.
We would be terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, 100%. It's just so demoralizing to watch your football team and you go, these boys don't even have it. Like, these boys, like, they've been defeated before it even begins. They feel like me watching it. Like, we ain't got a chance.
What you feel is what they portray on the field.
Yeah, exactly, dude. 100%. And it's just like,
100%.
If you tell somebody that they're losers for so long, they're going to be losers. And I just feel like that's kind of where we are as a team and as a program. to where it doesn't matter the 5 stars, the 4 stars, the quarterbacks, anything like that. We have to get out of this rut that is, it just feels like we're just rotting away, you know?
I
We're
mean,
honestly, we celebrate bowl eligibility.
yeah.
You know how easy it is to get bowl eligibility? When half your wins are South Carolina State, Charlotte, you play these other bummy little teams, and then you also play Vanderbilt. So we go 2-6 in the conference, and we get bowl eligible.
Yeah, basically. Yes. It's, yeah. I want to root. I really want Shane Beamer to succeed. But at the end of the day, Shane Beamer's not calling offensive plays. He's not running the defense. So he's got to get those hires right. And I know we've talked about it till we've gone blue in the face. We understand Marcus Satterfield's one of his boys. That's his guy.
Literally his best man in his way.
It's going to cost him his damn job.
Yeah.
It's going to cost, like, I don't know who needs to be the one to get in touch with Shane Beamer, be like, keeping Marcus Satterfield will get you fired. Like, that's how this works. So it was the same shit with Muschamp. You keep hiring these bad offensive coordinators, it's going to cost you your job. And it did. And we're just going down the same path again. And it's madness.
It's just upsetting because we knew exactly what the issues were. I knew.
Yeah.
I live in Arizona. I'm not even I just watch the team on Saturdays. I'm a fan, Remy, you knew, we all knew. We like, okay, we can't, our offensive line's pathetic. We need a new offensive line coach. Okay. We also need to do a massively improvement on the defense. Now, the defense, they have their games. Or some games they're like, dude, that
Saturday wasn't one of them.
Saturday was not one of them. But we'll wait to see on that. But then you look at the offense, dude, come on.
Oh, it's terrible. It's awful. I don't want to watch it. It's so bad. It's everything I thought was going to happen has happened. Offensive line can't block. Running backs have to fight for their lives to gain yards. Rattler's just not that good. He doesn't make good decisions. We don't give him a scheme that he can run. It's just everything that could have held this team back is held back. Like I said, we got a couple wins. Texas A&M wins about as fluky as it gets. We're going to go to a bowl game. God knows if we play anybody any good, we'll get destroyed. We'll see. We'll see where the overhauls come from in the offseason, but there's got to be some. Or we'll be here next year, same time, same place, 4 or 5 wins deep into the season, and
get blown out by a team we should be in the game with. Yep. I mean, let's be honest. That Florida team's a bad football team. Like that's not a good football team for Florida in their, how their programs run. It was 38-6, and it could have been way worse.
Should have been worse. Yep.
So I don't know, man. It's just so tough. It's everyone says keep the faith and all this stuff, and we'll see a change. But it's like, man, sooner or later, dude. It's like, I don't know. You can lead the horses, but you can't make them drink, kind of shit. We're just like, I can't fucking. I don't know. I'm just kind of down and out on them, honestly. Also, it's just sports right now in general. I will say the Hawks are good.
Hey, right now, though, outside of that, baby, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Because I root for a second college football team. There's another team out there that I pull for and have pulled for religiously for a long time now. And while they don't get the respect they deserve, they're currently the number 4 team in the country. My TCU Horned
also Frogs. An underdog last week.
Also an underdog. The number 4 team in the country is a touchdown underdog going into their game against Texas. Come out with another dub because it's just what they do, baby. Man, am I glad to see TCU back. They had that stretch with Gary Patterson where they just they were great, but they never were good enough to get into the big time bowl games. They had the one Rose Bowl win, which is huge. But it started to die down. The Patterson era came to an end, and I'm like, oh no, TCU might not ever be good again. And then first year coach Sonny Dykes has led them right now. They are undefeated, number 4 team in the country, and locked up their bid to the Big 12 championship game with that win over Texas. They kept me on the edge of my seat a little bit there Saturday night, making the game ugly football game. Ugly game. This is a high-powered offense. That's what TCU is known for this year. They're the opposite of what they used to be. It used to be a great defense. Now it's high-powered offense, and they go out and they win the game 17-10. Ugly game. Made me, like I said.
I forgot Maction was back, by the way. Maction today.
Maction.
No, TCU. Now. When do they just start getting some respect?
They're gonna have to win a damn national championship to get the respect, bro. It's literally what's gonna end up having to happen because it's wild. It's absolutely wild to me. I have to sit here and I look at it, and ESPN goes, "Well, they've got number 1 strength of schedule, but if they lose a game, they're out."
They're 2.5 point favorite right now to Baylor.
6-4 Baylor.
10-0 TCU. It's almost like they're just waiting on the ball to drop. You know?
100%. 100% ESPN. I'm watching it all day, and they're just waiting for TCU to make a mistake because they want to put another team in that 4 spot so bad. So badly they want to fit in a 1-loss Tennessee or a 1-loss Clemson. They want to throw one of these teams in there.
How is Kentucky still ranked?
Still ranked.
They lost to Vanderbilt.
That alone, I don't care if it's your only loss of the season. That alone should get you kicked out, right?
How is Texas still ranked? They're ranked 18th. They're 6-4.
What?
I'm looking, dude. All right. We're kind of talking a little bit about it. I think me and college football, we're on the fritz right now. By the way, 8-2 Oregon ranked 6th in the country. I honestly, dude, if you're not a powerhouse organization and if you're not a well-known team that's done it in the past, you're not going to get any respect. If you don't have that M on the side of your helmet or that O on the side of your helmet or OU or Texas, it's so boring. These teams aren't that good. They just have history.
That's why I can't stand it, bro. I can't stand sitting here and looking at TCU and can't help but feel like if that was a Texas or an Oklahoma, that they'd be number 3 in the country without any questions about whether or not they'd be making the college football playoff. It's wild, but like literally there's a whole thing on ESPN right before I came up here to start this, talking about they gave 4 different teams and they said basically which one of these teams is going to be the one that which one's going to be the one that kicks TCU out of the college football playoff. North Carolina, bro. They said North Carolina could be, if North Carolina wins the ACC, they would kick out a 1-loss TCU Big 12 champion. And I'm like, that's madness. Do you understand how crazy that sounds? Because if that was Oklahoma, that would not be the case. A 1-loss Oklahoma Big 12 champion would 100% get in. But nope, TCU. They won't get it. They won't get the respect. So they just got to keep winning. At the end of the day, just keep winning. You go undefeated, you win the Big 12, you're in. So we'll see. We'll see. But I will say last week when they had a 2-loss Alabama team with a higher percentage chance of making the college football playoff than undefeated TCU, that one pissed me off a little bit. Just a little bit. They said that 2-loss Alabama had a higher percentage chance of making the top 4.
So I guess real quick before we move on to something else other than college football, because it's kind of bummy. South Carolina is going to get the shit beat out of them this weekend. We play Tennessee at home at 5 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. your time. It says, is it going to rain this weekend?
I hope.
Yo.
I hope.
Also, word on the streets is Lloyd has a fracture.
I mean, sit him out. I mean, what are we playing for? What are we playing for at this point? We're not beating them. We're not beating Tennessee. We're not beating Clemson. So
Jalen Hyatt has 15 touchdowns.
I'm going to throw up.
15
Columbia's own.
touchdowns. Dutch Fork used to live a mile from the campus, from where he played high school
Columbia's
football.
own.
It's crazy. Well, let's shift to something that's going to bring more positive outlook on life for you. And like we talked about, Remy, of course, went down. And I'm so happy for him. Everybody's rooting for his Dolphins. Remy went down to Florida. He went and saw the left hand of God. And honestly, Remy, it's time to dub TUA, dude. I'm so happy for you.
It really is. Time to give my man his flowers. He's earned them. God, he's played so well this season.
For real, like he is good.
And the media still tries to find different ways to knock him and down him, and I'm like, I don't give a shit about it anymore, bro. I watch it. I see what he does. I see what he does. I know what he doesn't do well, but I know the things he does well are the things that actually matter. I can't stand this whole concept, oh, he doesn't have the strongest arm. Well, there's been a lot of people with strong arms who suck ass at throwing footballs. You can throw it far, but if you throw it to the wrong damn team, it don't matter. It don't matter. So my man has been lighting it up. 3 straight games with 3 touchdowns, no picks. And he was just dotting it up again on Sunday. And the crazy part about it, if you go look at the receiving chart, 8 different receivers caught passes. No one had like a big blowout game from the receiving standpoint. Tyreek Hill, I think, had 66 yards, or no, not even. I think he had 40 something. I think Waddle had 60 something. Sherfield had a bunch of yards. The fullback caught a bunch of passes. Like, he was just finding the open guy, throwing it to him. And making
This was an ass whipping.
It was. It truly was. We gave up a touchdown on the first 4 plays of the game.
And they scored late in the fourth.
Yeah, and outside of that, it was all Miami. We can run the ball now. Jeff Wilson is an actual.
You damn near had 500 yards of offense.
Yeah. Didn't punt. No punts for the first time since 2003. Didn't give up a sack. The offensive line looks like a completely different beast than what it has been the last couple of years.
Shout out Armstead. Bradley Chubb getting half sack.
Yeah, we got after Brissett. I think we had 13 quarterback hits in the game, so we only had, I think, 3 sacks, but we hit him 13 times. Teron Armstead is people don't talk about him quite enough. He went up against Myles Garrett this week, and Myles Garrett, as we all know, is one of the best defensive players in all of football. Shut him down. Absolutely shut him down. They had to move Garrett over to the other end because he couldn't get anything done. And he still didn't get anything done on Brandon Shell, of all people. So offensive line, 0 sacks, 0 punts or punters taking naps on the sideline. Just all around great win.
I knew how good that dude was back when he played at the Saints because he used to shut people down.
Yeah, and
people don't understand when you can block. There's 2 things. When you can block and you can get after the quarterback, the world is yours in the NFL.
Yeah,
honestly.
And that's Miami's working towards that with the 2 pass rushers now. Love to see him get home a little bit more. Melvin Ingram threw out another sack. So he's played so much better than I could have anticipated for us this year. But I want to talk about this because if there's anybody out there that does actually watch this garbage media stuff that gets pushed out about Tua and, oh, well, of course he's successful. He's got Tyreek Hill, he's got Jalen Waddle, and he's got an offensive-minded coach. So I want you to think about what that really means. So what they're saying is, oh, of course Tua's successful because he has a coach that calls good plays and players that can catch the football.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying in all essential. If you're listening, he's got 2 players that can catch now and a coach that doesn't call garbage plays. So, yeah, of course he's going to be good. What are you talking about? I listened to it earlier today. I watched another thing where it's like, would you list him as a top 5 quarterback right now? And they were like, no, I'd put all these other people ahead of him. And they say, Joe Burrow. And I'm like, I love Joe Burrow. Don't get me wrong. Joe Burrow's my guy. But does he not have the best receiving trio in the NFL? Like, without a doubt, with his weapons and Joe Mixon? Like, so, so that doesn't matter. Go look at Justin Herbert right now and how much different it is when he has Keenan Allen and Mike Williams and Austin Eckler and all these boys, and compared to now when he doesn't have those guys, what he looks like. It's madness that we even get this weird perception. Oh, well, his coach doesn't call bad plays, and isn't actually
it's almost like
sabotaging
it's one of those
him.
bad takes to where they
they've
said what they said about it, and now they're trying to still cover their tracks with their takes.
They literally, that's what it comes down to, and it's like, dude, just stop.
Just let it be.
It's
Can you not just appreciate it?
It's okay to say you were wrong. It's okay. I mean, literally the situation last year. Did you read that thing I sent on Twitter?
Yeah.
That Alan sent me about like comparing rookie Tua's numbers to Justin Herbert this year.
Yeah.
And how similar the numbers are. Because it's like almost, maybe it matters a little bit what your situation is.
See, but my thing with this, Remy, and I know you're always going to circle back to Justin Herbert because you're a Tua fan and everything's compared yin and yang. Justin Herbert's a great quarterback.
No,
he's amazing.
That's not the knock.
Tua can also be an amazing quarterback.
Yes, they can both be great. But my thing is to sit here. The issue is there's a lot of people out there that think Tua is not great and that Justin Herbert is the next coming of God. No, that's not. Herbert got blessed into a situation where he came in as a rookie and he had an all-pro wide receiver, another first-round pick wide receiver that was starting to come into his own, and one of the best all-around running backs in football. Tua walked into a situation where his number one wide receiver was Devontae Parker, who spent more time on injured reserve than he did on the field. His number two wide receiver was an undrafted free agent by the name of Preston Williams, and our running back was Myles Gaskin. Mm-hmm. That's the difference. And you had a coach that was intentionally trying to sabotage Tua the whole time. So that's the difference. Now, I will say Justin Herbert's original coach was also trying to sabotage him by benching him for Tyrod Taylor, saying that Tyrod Taylor was the better quarterback.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
That was wild. They can both be good. They can all three be good. I think all three of those quarterbacks. That's why, dude, if you look on my wall over here, I've got jersey cards of all three quarterbacks because I thought that when that draft class happened, I said, this is the next 1984 draft class. This is the next Elway Marino Kelly is what this is. And so I believe in all three of them. I have their cards strewn all over the wall over there.
Honestly, everybody won with that draft. If you drafted one of those guys, you're a winner. Oh, it just took a little while to tailor our offense around. It's like, bro, you remember how good Cam Newton was? It took a little while to tailor an offense for his strengths. Yeah. If you're a coach and you're a smart coach, you're going to have to figure out what your players can and can't do. And you're going to want to do what they can do more than what they can't do.
So just for comparison reasons, though, let's just look at what ended up happening this Sunday. Miami Dolphins beat the Cleveland Browns. Who started at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns? It was Jacoby Brissett. Brian Flores literally benched Tua for Jacoby Brissett last year. Who's the better quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the point that I'm trying to make here. Is who's the better of those two? Clearly, it's Tua. Clearly you will want Tua over Jacoby Brissett. But we had a coach that didn't. We had a head coach that did not want that.
It's crazy. Madness. So, we're going to try to keep this short since it is late. We're just going to talk a little bit kind of about what happened in the NFL and stuff. Crazy football game in Buffalo.
Let's go Vikings,
the Vikings,
baby.
The Vikings keep coming through for you.
Let's go
Double
Vikings.
Come through for your pick. And beating Buffalo. I will say I was really worried about Josh Allen. We'll see how elbow holds up. He wore like an elbow brace and stuff. Mm-hmm. Clearly he's got some issues. Clearly he was also juiced up because he still did his thing. It was a great football game. Bro.
All right.
How good is Justin Jefferson?
He's wild. He's a special talent in this league. So that catch, let's just jump right into it.
It's crazy.
4th and 18.
Crazy.
So the Dolphins game ends, and they show a highlight in the stadium right after the game ended of Minnesota scoring and making it a one possession game. So I'm like, oh shit, let me like jump on my phone. I couldn't watch it, but I could follow the game cast. So we're just sitting in the stands waiting for the crowd to file out. And I'm watching it and I'm like, ah, shit, dude, 4th and 18. Like, well, there goes that. It's been fun. And then next thing you know, of course, I'm just game cast. I don't know what the catch is. I just see that Justin Jefferson caught a pass for a first down. So I hop on Twitter and it's like, dude, catch of the year, maybe greatest catch of all time. And I see the catch. I'm like, holy shit. That's how they get the first down, is one of the greatest catches. And then, but all that's for nothing. They get stopped on the goal line. They can't push it in from their goal to go situation. And so I'm like, once again, I'm like, oh, it's over. They didn't get the touchdown. I'm going to just leave. I'm just going to go home. And as we're walking out of the stadium, we're walking out. Somebody's like, no, Minnesota just won. They just recovered a fumble in the end zone. I'm like, what are you talking about? All Buffalo had to do was just not fumble. And they did. So I'm like, hell yeah, they win the game. We get to the truck, and I pull out my phone, and it's a tie game going to overtime because Buffalo drove down in 29 seconds and kicked a field goal. And
Crazy.
then,
to be fair, that it wasn't really a catch, but
I know. And then Minnesota gets 1st and goal from the 3-yard line again. Can't score a touchdown again.
Settle for a field goal.
Kicks the field goal. Buffalo drives down again. I'm like, well, shit. Buffalo's still going to end up winning the game. And then Patrick Peterson gets his second pick of the game to seal it. So I was all over the place, dude. I was like, holy shit. Like, I want Minnesota to pull this off, because now that Minnesota beat Buffalo, you are now looking at the number 1 team in the AFC East, baby. Gave us the lead in the division. We all of a sudden jump up to the 2 seed in the AFC.
I saw that.
Yeah. So
pretty wild. Crazy football game.
Crazy,
sure.
Dude.
Well, Carolina won on Thursday night, which was pretty shocking to everybody involved. Trying to screw up my future here.
They really are, though.
Dude, if we don't get one of the top 2 quarterbacks, I'm going to go play in traffic. So let's go, Baker.
You think that's why they're putting Baker back in? So y'all can lose?
Honestly, who knows?
They're like, damn, PJ Walker's not.
If we want to lose, we probably should stop running the ball to the left side of the line and stop handing the ball to Devontae Foreman.
Yeah, he's been killing it.
He's really good.
Oh man.
So yeah, they won. Yeah, so the Lions won. The Bears, I thought the Bears was locking that the whole way. They missed an extra point. By the way, when we talk shit about somebody, we also have to give them their flowers when it's time. Justin Fields is still learning the position at quarterback. He still only completes about 12 passes a game. But what they're doing with that offense is tailor-making it for him.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was that fast.
Yeah,
he's very athletic.
He is lighting people up with his legs. And I will say, I don't root for people's downfalls. I just call what I see. And for the first 7 weeks of this season, I saw a quarterback that couldn't complete passes, and they were struggling. They weren't winning games. They were just not doing well offensively.
He's dynamic in the run game, though.
But now they've developed an offense where he can make plays with his legs. And I don't know if some of it is play calling, some of it's him learning to just take off when it's not there. But they can't stop him. This is back-to-back, 160 plus rushing yards from your quarterback. That is wild.
So somebody dropped him in our dynasty league, by the way.
Oof.
Somebody dropped him, and me and Caleb were going back for a trade, and I seen that, and I picked him up. Luckily for me, I had the number 1 waiver. I haven't picked up anybody on waivers all year. I had the number 1 waiver claim, and I knew for a fact that there were people out there trying to get him. And I was like, I'm trying to get off this Kyler Murray train ASAP.
Yeah.
Because Justin Fields is dropping like 40 burgers every week.
Yep.
And so I dropped, what's his name? From Jacksonville.
Trevor
Lawrence. I'm benching Kyler Murray. So if anybody wants Kyler Murray, he's for trade in the Dynasty League. And I'm going to roll with Justin Fields for the rest of the year. By the way, your boy's 8-1 or 9-1 or whatever it is in that league.
You scored 190 points this weekend.
Yeah,
You put up a $190, bro.
Yep.
Jesus. I want to get in Dynasty. I'm not even trying to win. I beat Jake. I'm not even trying to win.
By the way, also, real quick, I think somebody went in and started players for JP because when I first checked it out, he started a bunch of bye week players, and these players are already on their bench, and they're already scoring points. So I think the league manager went in and put players in for JP, so he wouldn't get in trouble. But
Controversy.
controversy. I mean, it didn't matter. I scored 200 points.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It wouldn't have mattered. Scored 190. Ain't nobody in the league was coming close to that.
Yeah.
Good
But yeah,
for you, bud.
Hey,
Hard pass league. I went from feeling really good about myself to not so good because Cooper Kupp got his leg ripped off.
Yeah. I ended up losing the West because I didn't play half my team. I thought I started. Nope, just started a bunch of bye week players, and I went to go get a defense that would have won me the game, but I couldn't because there's somebody in my IR spot I can't do nothing with. They gotta They gotta change that. ESPN is ridiculous with that. So yeah, I forgot to start.
Did you see the Cooper Kupp injury?
I heard it was pretty gnarly.
Yeah, he jumped up to catch the ball, landed on one foot, and then some dude, I don't know if he fell or tripped or what, but just took the ankle out, just straight ankle. And surgery, he is out 4 to 8 weeks, so he's going on IR. And basically, they're 3-6 right now. The Rams are in last place in the division, so there may not be a reason to bring him back.
Right.
By the time that's
Bro, the Rams are falling off.
They're bad. They're just not a good team. They won the Super Bowl last year. Feels like a little bit of a hangover there.
I'm telling you, it's just tough to get it going again after you win it all. You kind of like, what's the point? Kind of stuff.
They are not a very good team right now, and yeah, it's weird. It's weird because they're just so loaded with talent. But I said it week 1. Stafford's arm is not right. Something is not right with Matt Stafford's arm. Now, he missed this past week with a concussion that he didn't have and then all of a sudden did have.
Right.
So he didn't play this past week. But his injury, I think, has a lot to do with it. So it is it's pretty crazy. They're tied for the worst start through 10 games of any Super Bowl champion in history. So that's pretty crazy.
Matt said ESPN has the Dolphins at number 4 in the power rankings. When's the last time the Dolphins have been this good this late in the season?
1972.
Maybe shut up. But hey, seriously, dude, they look the part.
They do. So this is something I knew that I learned since I was at the game. So, of course, when we get a first down, they do the classic. That's another Miami Dolphins first down. And I didn't know this, crazy. And I didn't understand what was being said at first. But every time they do that, they go first down. The PA announcer guy will go, "Hooah!" And at first I thought he was saying Tua. And I'm like, well, Tua didn't get that first down. Like, that was a running back. And I, hooah! After every first down. And we got about 100 of them on Sunday. So
Tua can't push the ball down the field. No, he will just complete the ball for 15 yards, 15 yards, 15 yards, 20 yards, 15 yards.
It was fun to watch, though, but it was another Miami Dolphins first down. Hooah! Over and over and over again. Good day to be there. Glad we won, man. I tell you. But yeah, it was. Oh yeah. And
how about the
Eagles?
Commanders?
The Eagles finally lost the game to the Commanders. So
at home.
So the 1972 Dolphins popped the champagne last night. One for Don Shula, rest in peace. 50-year celebration this year, and now it's been 50 years. No one else has been able to do it. So good times to be a Dolphins fan right now. But how about those Commanders? Did you watch the game? Did you watch the game last night?
No, I didn't watch it at all. I ain't gonna lie.
Weird game. Weird game.
I saw some of the replay, but
at one point, time of possession, I think was like 33-7.
Mm-hmm.
Commanders. They just ran the ball. I will say I have not seen this in the NFL in a long ass time.
Just ran the ball, play
just,
defense.
And when I say run, they kept running the ball. It wasn't even working. They only averaged like 3 yards a carry. They just kept running over and over and over. They would go literally 3 yards, 3 yards.
Don't look now. Everybody in this division's in the playoffs.
That's wild.
Have you seen that?
That's wild. The NFC is a weird place this year. But yeah, no, it was like 3 yards, 3 yards, 3rd and 4, first down, over and over again. I can't remember how many it was. Let me see if I can pull up the stats real quick.
Bro, have you seen the matchups for this week? Oof.
No,
Dude,
I know Miami's on.
There's only two good, really 2-3 good matchups. Vikings, Cowboys, Chargers, Chiefs, and that's it.
Also, we get the Chargers on back-to-back Sunday night games.
By the way, shout out Jeff Saturday.
Big time.
1-0.
Big time.
Already better than Matt Rule as a head coach. Congratulations.
That's hilarious. So the Washington Commanders last night had 49 rush attempts. 49 rush attempts at a 3.1 yard per carry clip. So they were not getting a lot of yards.
Grinder alert.
They just kept doing it. How about this? 3rd downs.
Might be good. Maybe.
Third downs, the Commanders were 12 for 21 on 3rd downs. They converted 12 3rd down conversions. The Eagles only had 8 total 3rd downs. The Eagles were 5 for 8. What a weird, fluky game. So the Eagles throw a pick, which was literally, if you watch the replay of it, it somehow goes through the defensive player's hands, hits A.J. Brown's hands, and then bounces back into the defender's hands for the pick. Then they get a fluky fumble on a deep bomb. Quez Watkins catches it, falls, gets up, tries to run, gets the ball punched out. Commanders pick it up. It would have been a 50-something yard gain. And then they get another fumble. Dallas Goedert gets his helmet ripped off, but they don't call the face mask. And then another fumble. So Washington literally holds on to win with all those things happening. But I'm sitting there today, and there's a lot of people talking about, like, what does this do to Philadelphia? Does this knock them down a peg or two? I'm like, I don't think so. I still think honestly, they're the best team in the NFC.
Yeah, I mean, I'm better lose now than late, and it really kind of affects you. If you're still – honestly, I think they'll spend more energy maybe trying to stay undefeated, like the year the Panthers kind of went after it and lost the last week of the fucking the last week of the season to the Bucks, and then kind of – that takes a lot out of you because there's going to be games when you're a good team, you're going to need to kind of hit those reserves and wait for the playoffs.
Eagles had 3 turnovers all year coming into this game. They had 4 last night. So, like, it's just a weird NFL fluky game. People are trying to knock the Eagles off. People have been trying to knock the Eagles off the pedestal all year. I still think they're the best team in the NFC. They're loaded. So that brings me up to a question I had to ask.
We're going to try to do live, right? We're going to do live.
Yeah, I'll be around. I'm off. I'm off till after Thanksgiving.
So we're going to do a live Thursday.
So that brings me to a question that I've seen all over the internet today and all over TV. Do the Commanders stick with Taylor Heinicke?
You don't have to ask me this. Yes. Yes.
It for some reason is a topic of conversation that people are having, whether Carson Wentz would take back over the starting job or not.
So, Remy, when did Carson Wentz go out?
4 weeks ago.
So, Carson Wentz, I think they won. So I think he was in charge. He was credited. I think it was they were 2-4.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're 5-5.
Yeah.
One guy wins. By the way, the other guy loses.
There's something about
they should have beat the Vikings.
There's something about Heinicke. There's something about
he's always there. See, here's the thing: they're going to be in a lot of football games with him playing quarterback.
He is a gamer, bro. There's nothing special about him from like a physical standpoint or like anything that you would think of from the quarterback position. He's not very big. He's not very fast. He doesn't have a great deep ball. He's not the most accurate quarterback, but he's a gamer. There's
Honestly,
something
and I
about him.
think it's not only him, it's what his teammates think about him.
And I do think that's a massive thing for them because I don't think they feel the same way about Carson Wentz. And I
Right.
truly don't think Carson Wentz cares as much as Taylor Heineke does. You
Yeah.
got to think Taylor Heineke's a dude who's been dropped by 4 NFL teams. He was literally a backup in the XFL.
All right.
And so, like, the dude's just out there fighting for his life, and he just finds a way
Honestly,
to make things happen.
And here's the thing: that what he does is one of the big leaders vocally on offense is Terry McLaurin. He gets him the ball.
Yeah.
Where
That's a
Carson
smart
Wentz
thing to do.
Carson Wentz did not.
Yeah. Very smart thing to do. Get your best player the ball as many times as possible. So, yeah, I like I said, it's a weird topic of conversation, but they want to make it
But
one.
think about this, dude. They play the Texans, then Falcons. They can win both of those games.
Yeah.
They're 7-5. They have a at Giants, home Giants. If they split that, they're 8-6. At the 49ers, they'll probably lose that. You know, they're going to be right there in that hunt. Browns, Cowboys, you know what I mean? They're going to be right there in that hunt for that last spot. He's just a gamer. He's a grinder.
He really is. I think that I saw that Chase Young should be coming back. So that'll be a big boost for them on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to make it interesting. I'll give them that. They're going to make it an interesting run here. But yeah, I just couldn't imagine, dude, giving up the they didn't give up a lot, but giving up what they gave up to get Carson Wentz and the money they pay Carson Wentz, and just
Dude, you know what I'm thinking
Taylor
about?
Heineke the whole time, just better.
I'm sitting here. I know this is so off topic. I'm sitting there have the Kentucky basketball game on the television.
Mm-hmm.
You know what these two teams are not worried about? They're not worried about losing. So that allows them to play each other every year. That allows the Kansases to play the Michigans and the Kentuckys to play. They play each other because guess what, Remy? There is a tournament
that determines who the champion is.
That determines who the champion is, and it doesn't matter if you win, if you only, if you lose 2 football games. And I cannot wait because it just dawned on me, like I was like, dude, what a world we live in where number 4 Kentucky is playing Michigan State in some State Farm Classic thing
at the beginning of the year.
At the beginning of the year.
Yep. Because a loss now doesn't matter in college basketball. If you're a good enough team, you'll make it up in the tournament, and that's when it matters. And college football doesn't have that.
So, by the way, oh my God, I think Michigan State's about to beat number 4 Kentucky.
Wow.
In double overtime.
Yeah, it dawned on me. They were talking about it earlier. What is it? Duke is playing Kansas, and Bill Self was not coaching because of the suspension that they put him under. And then they mentioned that
wait, they're playing this next game?
Yeah, it's Duke, Kansas is the next game. And so
no
Bill
way.
Self.
I'm watching this game tonight.
No Bill Self, no Mike Krzyzewski. I completely forgot that Mike Krzyzewski retired. He's no longer the head coach at Duke. It's been my entire life. It feels like that he's just been at Duke, and now he's not there anymore. So that's crazy.
That's weird. We're also, of course, when it comes winding down, we're going to shift to talking a little more basketball. Not enough's really happened to kind of talk about too much of it. I will say my Hawks are legit. The Bucks have lost 3 basketball games. 2 of them have been to my Hawks at home, and we beat them at the Bucks. So
Hawks are looking right.
The Hawks are. I'm telling you, DeJounte Murray is a dog.
So here's just a small little NBA tidbit because I wanted to get your opinion on this. At what point do the Lakers just try to sell off everyone?
You got to at this point, and it's not even a question because they have a legitimate shot of getting that kid from France. And Remy, all seriousness aside, he is one of the greatest prospects I've ever seen in my life.
So, I mean, they're not a good team.
Dude, it's not even that, Remy. They're not even an NBA team.
They're not a good team. They don't have draft capital for the next 7 years. You've got 3 pieces that could get you some draft capital back.
Remy, they're terrible.
They got to start shipping people.
They're terrible, Remy.
I just don't understand.
When do they
You got to
play
trade them
next?
all. You got to trade them all. You got to. It's crazy to
When
me.
did they have 3 days off in a row?
You got to trade LeBron
four?
James. You got to trade LeBron James. I know they're not going to do it, but they need to. They need to trade LeBron. They need to trade Anthony
Wait,
Davis.
when does the team
they
get?
need to trade Russell Westbrook.
Remy, they're terrible.
I know.
They're what? They're 3-10, dude.
Yes. So why hold on to these pieces when you're not going to be good this year and you don't have any draft capital left?
Also,
you got to trade them.
The Nets aren't good either.
No, they're terrible.
They lost to the Lakers. So there was a serious conversation in Hawks stuff. Behind the scenes, there's some rumblings that we're really interested in Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
And I don't want the motherfucker. He's a great basketball player, but he will not be available when we need him.
No, he won't be. It's weird, dude, because you see glimpses of like what made him so great, but I don't think it's there all the time anymore. I just don't. He plays a different style than he used to. He doesn't attack the rim as much anymore. He settles a lot for jump shots and fadeaways, and like he's good at that stuff, but that's not what made him one of the best players in basketball. So
how about that soccer game? What soccer game, Allison? By the way, World Cup is next Monday.
Yeah, it starts
Sunday.
Soon.
Starts Sunday. USA plays Monday. Very shit showy what's going on overseas right now at Qatar. Not a great place to have a bunch of people come visit.
What? No. It feels like there was a lot of weird politics and things that went on into this.
So I don't know if you've seen some of the videos that came out. Oh, yeah, the MLS Cup. Yeah, it was a crazy game. LA ended up winning. Gareth Bale, shout out Gareth Bale. They ended up coming back and winning. But there's some videos coming out, and they're in like camps to have fans. They don't have enough space for them, so they have tents outside in a giant field like it's a Firefly Festival. For these,
that's crazy.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, maybe shouldn't have had it there. Like everyone was saying,
there's only certain places that you can go to hang out. There's only certain places you can go to drink a beer. You just can't drink a beer, and it's outlawed in Qatar.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that's outlawed there. If you're going, you're risking a lot.
Yeah. I can't believe it ended up happening. I really can't. I can't believe they ended up letting them host it. But a lot of politics go into that stuff.
And like one of the soccer players said, he said, "Y'all have put us in an impossible situation because what's going on? A lot of people are boycotting because all the people that died in all this like the labor politics and stuff in Qatar, where they were like 10 deaths a day building these stadiums and stuff." You put us in an impossible situation because he was saying like, we're athletes. We're supposed to just show up and play. But here we are talking about politics and about what do you think of this?
You
and how we're
shoved them into a political
that.
situation.
Yeah. It's like
all they want to do is play soccer.
Right. For their country. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
how crazy. About did you see the fans at the NFL game in Germany?
Yo.
How awesome was that?
Honestly, Remy, I don't know how they're going to do it, but the NFL one day will be international.
Dude, that scene of the fans in Germany
singing
all just
Country Roads
and singing Country Roads, I was like, what?
So Remy, there was over like 500,000 requests for that game.
I saw that
for tickets.
I saw that. It was wild, and they all just like it didn't matter whose team you were pulling for. They all just stopped and started singing.
You know what's crazy?
The craziest scenes I've ever.
By the way, shout out Eds and Ethan from Our League podcast. We haven't talked to those guys in a while, but every time I talked, because I went and did something with Eds a while back on his stuff, and I was like, man, I just want to get on here and talk soccer because I don't have anybody to talk soccer with. And he's like, dude, and he's like, no, I mean just like day to day life and stuff because
Yeah.
I follow it like it's anything. And he's like, bro, the way you feeling about that is how I feel about NFL. So like dude, the NFL has a massive international following. The London Jaguars are real. They love the Jaguars in London because they go there every year. So they get to watch them multiple times a year. They pay out the wazoo to go to these football games.
I bet.
They're sold out every game.
I bet. It'll be interesting to see what happens. You know they want to. You know the NFL wants to.
It's just such a with the
the logistics of it are going to be very hard. You got to think of like what it's going to mean.
Dude, talking about home field advantage.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but also talk about a disadvantage of getting free agents.
Also,
you want to come move to London? Oh yeah, all of your away games are on the other side of the planet.
I'm saying also great home field advantage. One of the worst traveling teams in the world.
Yeah, right. So a 16-hour plane trip to our next opponent.
Tom Brady's never played a game not at 1:00. Like anything before that. That was the first time in his career.
He's also 4-0 internationally. He's now won in 4 different countries.
Yep. He's going to have all the records.
I want him to retire. I'm done with him.
But see, what happened was
he's done enough. Just go away.
The divorce has opened up where he's like, you know what? I just want to talk ball now. That's all I'm going to do.
I hate him. Go away. Go away. You're 45 years old. Go away.
Yeah.
Done with
he
him.
Won't. He's going.
Won't.
That's what I was like. Could you imagine one man haunt your dreams for a decade?
Think about this.
2 decades.
2 decades?
2 decades.
Think about this. So the Buccaneers,
he's still haunting your dreams. He's not even good anymore.
The Buccaneers playing in y'all's division have a real chance of making the playoffs by winning 9 games. Making the playoffs. And Tom Brady having an NFC playoffs where he has to only beat Kirk Cousins and Daniel Jones to make it to the NFC Championship game. I want you to think about that for a second.
It's happening, isn't it?
The
it's
NFC
happening.
Playoffs. He's going to run into Geno Smith and Kirk Cousins in a primetime game and Daniel Jones, and he's just going to make it to another Super Bowl.
Remy,
and I'm going to vomit.
It's happening.
I'm going to vomit.
It's going to happen.
I hate it. I hate it here. Why does the NFC suck so bad?
What if you had to play him in the Super Bowl?
In the Super Bowl?
First off, for me, if the Dolphins go to the Super Bowl, what's your nerves going to be like?
You wouldn't want to be around me. I promise.
We need to lock him in a padded room for that game.
I promise you.
Bro, what if y'all make it all the way and Tom Brady beats y'all in the Super Bowl?
I'd jump out that damn window over there. See that window right? I'm going straight through.
It's not big enough fall. That just hurt you really bad.
Good. I want the pain.
Then you roll out in front of traffic.
I want the pain. I roll out into the traffic and hope it ends me. Yeah, but he's getting divorced, so who's the real loser?
He's probably going to take money from the divorce.
Yeah, they put all their money in that FTX crypto thing that's bankrupt, so they're broke. Both of them are broke now. He's going to have to keep playing to pay his bills.
Damn, Caleb. From the top rope.
I ain't worried about what Caleb got to say. Caleb, you see that bed right there? You don't get to stay in that anymore. Enjoy sleeping on the floor.
Damn, Caleb, you get Shrek. But yeah, thanks guys for hanging out with us. We will be live Thursday. For some football
energy.
Shout out to Remy, by the way. I just want to give another shout out to him. He's the real MVP. My man drove from damn near Miami, Florida today. Drove 8 hours. So he was about an hour and a half above Miami. Drove all the way home, walked in, and was on time for the podcast. And is here bringing the energy. So wanted to give him a shout out. Want to give a shout out to each and every one of you guys. We're an hour late. It's damn near. It's 10 o'clock y'all's time, and y'all are still here rocking with us.
And all y'all got to go to work tomorrow, and I don't.
Damn, Remy's got a day off. You lucky turd. But in all seriousness, every one of y'all mean the world to us. We appreciate you guys, and we appreciate the support because it's just like hanging out, and we appreciate it. Remy, got anything to say before we get out of here?
I'm going to bed.
Remy, go to bed.
I'm going to bed. I'm tired.
By the way, download Warzone. It's gonna 120 gig up download if you're playing Call of Duty. Go ahead and start that up tonight because it comes out tomorrow. So
hey, I'll see you on the battlefield, bud.
yes, I'll see you on the battlefield.
I'll see you on the
We're gonna play tomorrow for sure. I'm downloading it tonight because it's a whole day's worth of downloads. So
yeah, man.
I just help here, man. Hey, we appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming.
Oh yeah, sorry Tibbs. Sorry about your brownies. Sorry about your dog pound. Had to run into the left hand of God, baby.
All right. Well, we'll see y'all Thursday. Thursday. Love you guys. Love you guys.
Peace.
Peace.